Do you dread family gatherings so much that you start feeling anxious day before they happen? Do holidays fill you with stress instead of joy? Do you leave family events feeling drained, criticized, or like you just survived a battlefield? Here's what I need you to understand. That anxiety is your body telling you something important. You are not overreacting. You are preparing for an emotionally dangerous situation. Today I am going to give you a complete survival guide for family gatherings, practical strategies you can use this weekend, this holiday, this next event. But I need to warn you, some of these strategies might make you the difficult one in your family eyes, and that's actually a good sign that you are protecting yourself. Let me tell you about the Christmas that changed everything for me. I was at my mother's home, and within 30 minutes, she had criticized my weight, my career choices, and my relationships. My aunt joined in with backhanded compliments. My brother made jokes at my expenses. I felt tired for 8 more hours. I spent the evening managing everyone's emotion, defending myself, and trying not to cry in the bathroom. I drove home at midnight feeling completely destroyed. That's when I decided never again, and I learned these strategies that I am about to share with you. The 5 phases survival plan. Phase number 1, before the event preparation. Set your boundaries before you go. Decide what topics are off limits. Plan your escape route. Have a signal with a trusted person if you need backup. Most importantly, lower your expectation. Don't go hoping things will be different this time. Accept the dysfunction and you won't be disappointed. Create an exit strategy. Park where you can leave easily. Have a valid excuse ready. I have an early morning tomorrow, or I am not feeling well. Don't apologize for leaving. Phase number 2, arrival the first 30 minutes. The first 30 minutes set the tone. Arrive slightly late so you are not forced. This prevents you from being cornered early. Keep initial interaction brief. Greet everyone. Then excuse yourself to help with something. Movement gives you control. Position yourself strategically. Stay near exit. Sit where you can see the room. Don't get trapped in corner. But here's the most important part. Don't arrive hungry or tired. Eat before you go. Rest beforehand. You need your full emotional resources. Phase 3, during the event, active management. Use the Grey Rock method was talked about in video number 8. Boring responses to provocative question. Maybe that's interesting. Deploy strategic bathroom breaks. When tension rise, excuse yourself, take a moment, breathe, text a supportive friend, then return. The buddy system. If possible, bring someone safe, a partner, friend, or all sibling who can help redirect conversation or signal when you need rescue. Information diet. Share nothing personal. Keep conversation surface level, whether sport, generic, small talk, nothing they can use against you later. Now here's what to do when direct attacks happen. Phase 4, handling direct attacks. When criticized, don't defend. Use thank you for sharing or I will think about that and move on. Defense just give them more ammunition. When compared to others, everyone's path different and disengage. Don't compete or justify. When guilt trip, I understand you feel that way and exit the conversation. Bathroom break, kitchen excuse, anywhere else. When recruit into drama, I would rather not get involved or that's between you two. Stay natural, don't pick sides. The key is the same every time. Acknowledge briefly, don't engage, remove yourself from that situation. But here's the technique that saves the most people, the time limit strategy. Before you go, decide exactly how long you will stay. 2 hours, 3 hours maximum. Set an alarm on your phone if needed. When your time is up, you leave. No matter what's happening, no matter who tries to guilt you into staying longer. Thank you for having me. I need to get going now. That's it. No long explanations. They will push. You just got here. Stay for dessert. And you always leave early. Your response, I appreciate you waiting me to stay, but I need to go. Thank you for understanding. Then leave. Don't negotiate. Don't explain more. Just go. Phase 5, after the event recovery. Don't process immediately. You are still emotionally activated. Give yourself at least 24 hours before analyzing what happened. Do something new returning. Take a bath, watch comfort shows, talk to safe person, move your body, whatever helps you decompress. Journal about what happened, but focus on what you handled. Journal about what happened, but focus on what you handled well, not just what went wrong. Celebrate the boundaries you held. Decide what you will do differently next time. What worked, what didn't, what will you try next. Most importantly, don't punish yourself for going or for leaving. You made the best decision you could with the information you had. What if you don't want to go at all? Here's something people don't talk about enough. You don't have to go. But it's Thanksgiving, but it's Christmas, but it's a wedding. If the emotional cost is too high, you are allowed to decline. You are allowed to say no to family events. Some scripts, I won't be able to make it, but thank you for the invitation. I have other plans this year. I am taking this holiday for myself. No explanation required, no apology necessary, just a simple decline. The guilt will be intense. The pressure will be enormous, but your well-being matters more than their expectation. The truth about family obligation. You don't owe anyone your presence at the cost of your mental health. Family gatherings are optional, not mandatory. If someone makes you feel terrible every time you see them, you are allowed to stop seeing them, even if it's a holiday, even if it's a tradition. Real family wants you there because they value you, not because they need someone to criticize or control. If your absence causes relief instead of sadness, that tells you everything you needed to know about whether you should be there, what to tell yourself. Before the event, I am going in prepared. I have strategies. I have an exit plan. I can handle this. During the event, this is temporary. I will leave when I am ready. Their behavior is not my responsibility. After the event, I survived. I held boundaries. I am safe now. I did well. You are not being dramatic. You are not overreacting. If family events fill you with dread, there is a reason for that. Start implementing these strategies at your next family gathering. Two or three that feel most doable and try them. In our next video, we are going to talk about the information diet. Exactly what to share and what to keep private with toxic family members. If this survival guide gave you a practical tool you can use, please give it a thumbs up. Remember, surviving family gathering is a skill and you are getting better at it every time. Thank you.